So, a little video that we can slot in between some of our A5 stuff. It's another A5. We've got this car in, same engine, same ECU, same gearbox software as our car, exactly the same. So it should be a fairly straightforward job. We've done it all with our car, but we've not put a car exactly the same as this on our dyno before with the standard hardware. So that came in yesterday, just straight for a remap. Didn't really want anything fancy. Came in, went for a road test, seemed to be doing decent power, usual, not mega fast because it's standard hardware, standard software. A little whine front turbo, they can be a little bit noisy, not too major. We just said, yeah, it's alright, boost control's good, everything's good. So we got into workshop and do the usual check that we do when we're going to do a tune on a car. Always try and look at compressor wheel, because you can never be too sure. That's on any car. Some cars are easier than others to get to, these are not too bad. So, got it in while the mechanic were doing his check, we're reading the files, and obviously it turned out it was the same software as ours, so that's nice and easy. But when we took the inlet pipe off, we noticed this here on the turbo. So hopefully I'm not letting the cat out of the bag too much here, but this is the old turbo from this car, and it's on the dyno now. But if you can see, the edges of the blades are all damaged, some worse than others. That's exactly how it should look. So this is a brand new genuine Garrett wheel that we took out of the turbo before we put a billet wheel in, and you can see they've got little shiny bits around here. That's where Garrett, they'll just take it with a tiny sanding wheel just to get the perfect balance when they're doing the VSR balance on these. But if you look compared to that, the blades have ended up curving on the edges and they've got a bit of damage. So straight away, the first thing when you're looking at foreign object damage on a turbo, when the car doesn't appear to have had a new turbo on it at any point, or any signs of being tampered with, because this is a really nice, clean, fairly low mileage car, we just thought, right, what's the usual thing that we see on these? Bad air filter, so it's going to have an oiled air filter that's going to let some grit in there or whatever. So we pulled the MAF sensor out, and the other thing that we've seen so many times on these is this seal here is missing from the factory. So it's a factory out. This is a factory part. This doesn't come with the air filter. When you're doing the air filter, there's no reason to take this out. But that, which we had to wait for that to come in, which is a bit of a pain. But it's only been on the dyno since we fitted the new turbo, so it's fine. No worse than it's done before. But literally, this is going to be tight. This seal in here, we're missing. So now we've got this one. We can stick that in, and hopefully then it's not going to get any more crap into the air filter. But the problem is, on some cars we've seen as well, that this thing that covers the top of the suspension, I can't really get it out. These pop off, especially when you lower them on air rider stuff. It pops these out. Then all the crud from the road gets pushed out of here, and it gathers in this bit here, and then it just sucks it in. So then those cars, turbo looks absolutely terrible. It's not good. So we'll get that stuck back in before we run it again. So we've had a little bit of running on the dyno this morning since we did all the hardware on it yesterday. So the blue lines, so 400 foot-pound at 2600 revs and 236.8 horsepower, which this is a 240 horsepower model. That's standard. That's where it run up. So a brand new turbo. Away we go. 236 horsepower, so near enough. The red lines, so that's doing 470-ish foot-pounds and 296.7. That's with our custom tune on there. So the next job for this car then, we're going to do the gearbox tune. The customer wants no auto upshift, so he can get past sort of 4700-4800 RPM, we'd have an R cut about £5,000, and increase the torque limits to make sure we've not got no limitation, which I don't think we have. We seem to be getting what we want at low end. A little bit inconsistent because of the DSG on the dyno. Sometimes end up with a little bit more torque at the low end. And he also wanted the launch control RPM, because this is the same as our car. It's not got the proper launch control. It's not got drive select. So he wants that launch control to be a bit higher. What we set it to, not too sure. He's not got much bigger turbo, so to be fair, it's not gonna be tons faster if we do the launch control RPM. The reason we needed to do it because we've got the bigger turbo, wanted more boost, and we're nowhere near to wheel spinning. This will still be close to wheel spinning it dry. So yeah, hopefully a little bit of an insight for people here. These seals, vitally important. If you take your inlet pipe off your turbo looks like that, you might get away for years with it like that. But we said to the customer, we'll tune it, but if it doesn't make the power or the turbo pops, we're not responsible. And he just said, for what it is, just change it. I want the car to be right, so he can sell this turbo, do whatever he wants with it. Somebody might want to turn it into an hybrid. We just put a genuine Garrett on there, no problems. There's a few seals that go with it to do it, so it's not a cheap job. You're probably looking at thick end of £1,000 by the time you've done all everything you need to do, and you might as well do an oil and filter when you do a turbo as well, so it does get a little bit expensive, but all because a 10 quid seal weren't put in from factory. But we've seen tons like that. This is not an isolated incident, obviously. Seen the tip pipe, took the tip pipe off, seen the turbo, needed to put that seal in. So it's doing the power now. The gearbox tune's the last little icing on the cake. The customer's picking the car up later on, and I'm sure he'll not be disappointed with the gains. It's it'll drive like a totally different car. So hopefully there's a little bit more from our car in the next few days or so. They aim to be at the Nürburgring in a few weeks, is coming closer and closer, so we need to get it finished. But we've just been so busy with our other stuff and customer cars that we've not really got around to doing much on it. So see how we get on. Thank you.